Chaffetz continues to push FBI for Comey memos. The FBI declined a congressional panel's request to turn over memos penned by former Director James Comey on Thursday, but committee isn't giving up that easily. House Oversight and Government Reform Committee Chairman Jason Chaffetz, Republican of Utah, first requested the Comey documents on May 16th. Chaffetz told acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe his committee may at any time investigate any matter citing House rules. The memos were written by Comey to detail his meetings and conversations with President Trump regarding the FBI's investigation into former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. But the FBI responded on Thursday, a day after Chaffetz's 24-hour deadline, and said the Bureau cannot provide the memos until it consults with Robert Mueller, the special counsel now overseeing the investigation into alleged collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. In the light of this development and other considerations, we are undertaking appropriate consultation to ensure all relevant interests implicated by your request are properly evaluated. FBI's Assistant Director for the Office of Congressional Affairs, Gregory Brower, wrote to Chaffetz, "We will update this response as soon as possible." But Chaffetz, who intends to resign from his seat in the House of Representatives on June 30th, is not taking no for an answer. The committee has its own constitutionally based prerogative to conduct investigations, but the committee in no way wants to impede or interfere with the special counsel's ability to conduct his investigation. Chaffetz wrote in a response letter to Brower, "In fact, the committee's investigation will complete the work of the special counsel." Despite Brower's initial decision, Chaffetz is continuing to push to obtain memos, notes, summaries, and recordings to assist in the committee's investigation. Chaffetz gave the FBI a second deadline to comply with the request by June 8, 2017.
Committee Chairman Jason Chaffetz sent a letter to the FBI asking for all information about these memos. Congressman Chaffetz now joins us on the phone. Mr. Chairman, thanks for being here. First, your reaction to this story, and I have a copy of your letter here, what you're looking for and what you hope to find.
Well, first of all, let's see if it's true. This is one where we can actually find out the truth behind it. If there are such memos or documentation, we would like to see that from the FBI, and we've given a week to produce that, and if I need to issue a subpoena, I'll issue a subpoena, but I think they'll cooperate, and I think if those memos are there, I think they'll turn them over.
Are you hoping to hear from the FBI director, former FBI director, in testimony, and what's the status of that?
I think Trey Gowdy, just a moment ago, laid that out just right. A, let's see if the documentation is there. Then we need to talk to the person who wrote those, and that would be Director Comey, and to get his take on it. Whether that's a public hearing or we talk behind the scenes, I'm not quite sure yet, but we're going to let the facts take us where they are, and the first step is finding out if it's true that there truly are these memos.
What about that? The fact that we know that the FBI director did not tell at the time anyone up the chain, it seems like, and just before he was fired, he did not say this memo existed or his concerns about this conversation to the Senate Intelligence Committee chairs, Senator Burr and Warner. Do you question whether this is all coming together?
Well, it does beg the question. If there was what he perceived as undue influence, he had many vows. He could have talked to the Oversight Committee, could have talked to the House Judiciary Committee, and Chairman Bob Goodlatte. He could have talked to the Intel Committee, Devin Nunes. He could have talked to the Senate Intel Committee. And he could have gone simply public with it. But the documentation and how he was perceived when those conversations, if they did indeed happen, that's where we need to figure out the facts.
This is the House Democratic Caucus chair today talking about this.
What I am for is restoring faith and confidence by the American people in their government. I think we're at an all-time low right now. I think the most recent incident in terms of what the president may have said to Mr. Comey when he was the FBI director, it'd be more than troubling right now. But what I want to get to is the facts. And I think the only way to do that and restore that confidence is through an independent commission. I think the process here in terms of the House and the Senate Intel committees is not working properly.
What about the call for an independent commission or a special counsel of some sort?
No, I think there are plenty of outlets and plenty of ways to do that. There is no evidence that there was some sort of crime that was committed. There was nothing criminal that had happened. If these memos are indeed there, let's review those first. Will be done by Republicans and Democrats alike. We'll do that as publicly as we possibly can. Some of the information may be classified. We can't share that. But I think the public would understand that. We need to exhaust those types of avenues before we try to go with some independent approach, because I don't think that those would truly be, quote-unquote, independent. The system we have in place has worked for a couple hundred years, and I think we ought to give that the first shot.
The White House aides, Trump supporters are saying that the president is under siege here. Many saying that some of these stories are not panning out. But critics say that this is a lot of the president's own doing, and how the White House is handling some of this, and specifically what is being said at these key moments. Your thoughts?
Well, I think the Democrats have this newfound commitment to openness, transparency, and accountability, and I welcome them to finally coming to the table and doing that. They certainly didn't help us at all over the last 8 years in some very serious matters where there was criminal wrongdoing, where there were people that were literally killed. I didn't see them coming to the table with such veracity and such a commitment that I see now.
Amen.
At the same time, I do think that the White House could have handled some of these situations much better, and I would hope that they would actually learn from some of these key mistakes and inconsistencies which lead to this narrative that we're not getting the full truth.
And last thing, Director Comey has a history of coming forward before, for example, when he was with the Bush administration as the Deputy Attorney General. He did not come forward with any concerns when President Obama, as mentioned by Catherine Herridge, said a couple of things about 4 different times about the Hillary Clinton server and email investigation. Where do you think Director Comey's mindset was? You dealt with him.
Look, he was very good at being open and transparent with us, answering all of our questions in a public setting to a point. There's still documentation that was very difficult to extract out of the FBI, even when there was a closed investigation. But we'll see. Now that he is the former director of the FBI, A, let's see if these documents are there, and B, what he would like to say about those. And you're seeing that playing out right now. We sent the letter. They've got a week to produce it. And then we'll want to talk to Mr. Comey.
House Oversight Committee Chairman Jason Chaffetz. Mr. Chairman, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
What
did you notice when Chaffetz said, "I didn't see them. I didn't see them come to with that veracity against the criminal activities
over there
in." For the Clinton and Obama administration there. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.